What is the Mass Effect headcanon project? For a complete breakdown, I recommend you hit the link right here. But for all intents and purposes, the majority of this series will be presented as a typical Let's Play, but rather than blind first-time reactions, I will be documenting all of the events of the games in retrospective. This will include breakdowns of specific encounters, my occasional personal views and critique of the game itself, Easter eggs, bugs, and glitches. Whoa! But most importantly, a detailed explanation of my own personal headcanon and why I perceive this particular Commander Shepard to be the most compelling and interesting. I have painstakingly developed this headcanon because of how immersive and expansive this trilogy really is. As an aside, this isn't what I consider to be the best complete playthrough, it's just what I think is ultimately the best story that can be told with the content that there is to be discovered. To get to this point, I have had to play the trilogy so many times with so many varying outcomes that even to this day I am still discovering something new with every playthrough. It's a monument to the absolute masterpiece that is Mass Effect, and I hope that I manage to encapsulate those who also love this series as I do, so as to stimulate discussion even now all these years later on a video game that still has people talking. If you are new to this series, I will provide a link to the complete playlist in the description below. Otherwise, it's time for our final foray into the Traverse. Let's go take out Cerberus. Greetings spacefarers, I'm Mykul, glad to have you with us. It's time for a turning point in the Mass Effect universe. We're off to track down Admiral Kahoku and hopefully bring down Cerberus. There isn't a lot of dialogue in this assignment, it is pretty much action heavy, and it mostly consists of taking out several Cerberus facilities one at a time, with each one uncovering a secret lab, where it is revealed that, as we suspected all along, Cerberus is conducting sadistic experiments on Thorian Creepers and the Rachni.
One last stop to make, Commander. We owe Kahoku that much. All clear.
You check for a pulse but find none. Admiral Kahoku is dead. Despite the ferocity of the creatures he was sealed in with, there are no signs of trauma on his corpse. The needle marks on his arm suggest a different means of execution.
Oh God, it's Admiral Kahoku.
Cerberus must have tracked him down.
Poor Kahoku. This is the culmination of a bunch of different plot threads throughout the game. Cerberus may not be fleshed out as much as they are in the sequels, but their influence over events in the first game is somewhat chilling. There's one final step in this chain of Cerberus assignments, but first we must investigate the extent of this Rachni presence. Those that are loose in this cluster are likely to have been brought here by Cerberus before we rescued the Queen on Novaria, making them a danger that must be dealt with.
Commander, incoming signal from 5th Fleet HQ on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up. In the First Contact War, we fired a lot of espionage probes into Thorian space. We just received a mission complete burst from one of them.
Well, so much for dealing with the Rachni.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after First Contact.
Given how urgent this whole Cerberus Rachni scenario is, I really should just fob him off, but I just can't say no to him. Also, up until this point we have done an excellent job of balancing both our Spectre and Alliance responsibilities, and we're not going to stop now. So lay it on me, Admiral.
What makes this uncomfortable?
When these probes were launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We didn't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in, a 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead, about equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody finds that probe, tampers with it, you don't need me to finish, Commander.
Okay, but don't mince words, Admiral. This is a significant issue and has a potential blowback for the Alliance, and I am your risk management option because I'm a Spectre. Show me the respect of at least admitting that.
Just because I saved Eden Prime doesn't make me an expert on nuclear munitions.
I know. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years. The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this probe. I'm asking you because the Normandy can get on site quickly and quietly. It's in the Voyager cluster.
I really am in the right mind to say that we're busy.
It's in the Voyager cluster. That's the opposite side of the Alliance from Thorian space. How did it get there?
I don't know. It's possible someone recovered it safely and brought it there. It's also possible it got very badly lost. It could have been wandering the relay network since the war.
But he's right, we need to handle this. Agabinium. This is the place.
The signal is coming from a mine?
Suspicious.
I concur. This did not crash. Someone moved it here.
So, trap?
Trap.
Doesn't change a thing though, we still have to deal with this.
There's a nuclear weapon down there. We can't abandon it. Just stay on guard.
That was a detonator, Commander.
Shepard. At last.
Okay, yeah, that scared the ever-loving shit out of me, but still, explain yourself.
You caused the cave-in? What's the meaning of this?
My name is Ilanos Halliot. I doubt you know it. Who do you think runs the Terminus clan, Shepard, huh? Thousands of pirates, slavers, criminals of every stripe?
I don't care.
You assume I give a damn. That's cute.
The strongest leads. The one who kills the most men, seizes the most ships, pillages the most colonies. 3 years ago, I was the strongest. I used my influence to assemble a fleet. We would drive your kind out of the Verge.
You think you can out-trash talk me? Nice try, genius.
Taking the Terminus, huh?
I was the motivator, the instigator. The one who promised glory and riches for sacking the largest human colony in the cluster. The one blamed when it failed. Failed! I was ruined when your kind held against the Blitz. What better way to recover my reputation than by eliminating the first human Spectre?
My crew will come for me.
Oh, let them. We'll be ready. An Alliance warship would make a fine prize. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, the ores here are laced with heavy metals. I'm afraid your suit radios aren't powerful enough to transmit out.
Look, Halliot, this took me away from my mission of vengeance for my dead admiral. This won't end well for you.
You'll see me again, Halliot. Count on it.
I rather doubt that.
Halliot went through a lot of trouble to draw you here. A pity it ended like this, for him at least. Now that you're above ground, your suit radio has re-established connection with the Normandy. Time to get the hell out of here. Anyways, yes, disabling the bomb was very easy. But before we move on, I just wanted to talk real quick about what I believe is a unique element to this side mission. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think this is the only time the level design changes physically to reflect what's actually happened. It's cool because it thoroughly helps with my sense of immersion. It would have been great to see this more frequently. Now that we've handled that, we can get back to the task at hand. There are two locations where the Rachni appear to be at large. The first outpost gives us the indication that we are on a planet where the Rachni are in fact a native species, which is an interesting development because most of the Rachni we have encountered so far were bioengineered using the Queen on Noveria.
Mayday! 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 This is Lieutenant Marie Durand, 314th Infantry, Alliance 10th Frontier Division. The listening post has been overrun by unidentified hostile life forms. Request immediate extraction.
According to this, they received a supply ship just 2 days ago. The Rachni must have attacked since then.
And because this is all happening after we let the Queen go, there is really only two implications. Either she has gone back on her word, or we are encroaching on a separate, independent group of Rachni. I don't like this.
Tell me about that supply ship. This planet is supposed to be uninhabited. The Rachni didn't come from nowhere.
One moment. These things are drones, dispatched at irregular intervals from different depots to reduce the likelihood of tracking. I have it. This one came from Argos Row.
Ah, just great. We have to backtrack. We're gonna have to deal with this. Even if there's a remote chance this is because we let the Queen go, then it's my responsibility.
Wherever it is, there's probably more Rachni there. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Right.
The Rachni infestation on Altahi seems to be more of a result of a supply drop from the Argus Row. The logs downloaded from the freighter should allow you to backtrack the ship's course to its origin. So it isn't a native population. Woof, even worse. There's one more stop on the way. A second outpost that is reported encountering the Rachni. It looks like they're already under attack. Get ready for a fight.
First Lieutenant Durand, sir. 3rd Brigade, 14th Infantry Regiment, and I am damn glad to see you.
Business as usual. I'm Commander Shepard. Give me a sitrep.
Shepard, Normandy. Give me a sitrep.
They dropped us here a few months back. We get supplies every couple weeks. We didn't see anything local that was more dangerous than lichen. Yesterday, these animals started coming out of the ground. No idea where they're from. This is what's left out of 90 men. I'm the ranking officer.
We do have a ship in orbit. We could bombard them.
Wouldn't do much good. They're moving around deep underground. The only time they come near the surface, and they're right on our position. You bombard them, you take us out too.
Why are you out here in the first place?
There's been a lot of pirate activity in this cluster. We set up a chain of listening posts in the local systems, in case they have a staging base.
Okay, so we know from experience that this isn't a large quantity of them. So my logic is, if we let them know that, it will hopefully encourage them. Although I have read that telling people that things could be worse is the last thing they want to hear. But Mykul Shepard's no psychologist.
If that's all they had left, you must have done a lot of killing before we got here.
That wasn't all they have left. Not by a long shot. What we just fought was a probe. Our seismic sensors are picking up a crapload more on their way up from underground. We've got 5 minutes, tops. We might be able to hold them off if we were at peak, but you can see the fighting's busted this place up.
So it didn't work. This time we're going to give them some real encouragement. We're here to help.
Do what you can to secure your position. We'll see if we can get some of your defenses operational.
Aye, aye, Commander. You heard the man. Everybody pool magazines and grenades. Take a leak and a drink while you can. And if anyone wants a smoke, it's as good a time as any.
I am going to connect the Mako to their gun batteries because 2 guns is better than 1.
Go, go, go!
I'm on!
This is another late-stage inclusion in the game, and it really does make this Uncharted world feel different from the rest. It's not groundbreaking by any means, but it would have been cool to have more of these wave-style encounters throughout the game, although an argument can be made that it enriches the Rachni as an enemy type, making them more unique.
Holy hell, sir. Talk about a near-run thing. You alright?
I can do this all day.
I'm pissed off. When I get pissed off, I shoot things. Find me more bugs.
Around here, they're more likely to find you.
Ma'am, we're getting a signal from one of the ground scan UAVs. A big hollow space about 500 meters under the surface.
Right, that must be it. That must be where they're coming from. My people aren't in any condition for a clearing operation, though.
Lieutenant Durand, Rachni are our speciality.
Just point us in the right direction.
You don't have to do that, Commander. We've bled them. We can probably hold until a bigger ship arrives to get us off-world. If you want to take a throw at it, we'll give you the coordinates. But it's your call. You saved our asses, Commander.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Upon arrival, it turns out to be nothing more than a bug hunt. In the usual, typical subterranean mine scenario. An easy routine cleanup in all fairness. Records of the Rachni War suggest brood warriors, the male-gendered Rachni, only fight when the hive is severely pressed. It is safe to say you've eliminated the Rachni on Nepmos. Then there's just one more stop. This space station appears to have been assembled from used off-the-shelf civilian ship modules of diverse origins. There are no obvious hull markings and it is not broadcasting any ID signals. This is an interesting one in regards to it being a climax to a chain of assignments, as there is very little resistance, resulting in there being very little combat. What am I, complaining about an easy paycheck? Still though, from a gameplay perspective, it's strange that there's no final boss.
Personal data recorder for Major Elena Flores.
Play the first entry.
Sigma 23 is almost fully operational. The barracks and storage lockers are complete and we've begun stocking the munitions. It's highly unlikely the Alliance will patrol in the nebula. I expect our only risk will be from pirates, and who'll believe them? Looks like we'll have space for 2 reinforced platoons of Cerberus commandos.
Cerberus? I've about had it with those guys.
You and me both, Rex. You and me both.
Play the second entry.
The package arrived today for field testing. I'm told they're fundamentally similar to the units being developed on Novaria. They promised this batch would be stable. Something about them developing in proximity to the master control unit. We detected some pirates setting up an anchorage in a neighboring system. I think we'll try deploying them there first.
Play the last entry.
They've escaped containment. Clever bastards. We treated them like animals. We should have treated them like POWs. They're spreading. Boarding the supply ships and sending them to random destinations. They'll be all over the cluster in a week. General, if you recover this message, my advice is, screw the Rachni. They're too smart. Use one of the other projects. Flores, signing off. For the final time.
This is a familiar story. A failed experiment with the Rachni. Nice to see humans are consistently stupid.
Hey now, Rex. Just some humans.
Let's go.
The escaped Rachni definitely came from this station, though the motives behind Cerberus are vague. To prevent further contamination, arm the station's scuttle charges and evacuate to the Normandy.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise, the Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hulking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
I'm not telling Hackett he's overreacting.
I'll look into it.
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers killed him.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He used to be a model soldier, but something happened to him at Torfin. Too many Alliance soldiers died under his command. Couldn't cope with the guilt. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge in early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
It kind of sounds like he is suggesting that he wants me to kill him.
How permanent of a solution are you looking for?
We don't want this to turn into a massacre, Commander. Kyle is dangerous. I trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
Well, Cerberus is almost done for. It's not like it can't wait for just one more mission, especially if Daddy Hackett asks. And the nice thing about this mission, despite Hackett hinting that we may need to be violent, is that we can very easily solve this peacefully.
This is a private sanctuary. Outsiders are not welcome here.
But you have to be willing to keep it peaceful, which we are.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
That's all well and good, friend, but Alliance officers are dead. I can't just let that slide.
You shouldn't have killed those investigators. This problem isn't gonna go away.
We won't let you take Father Kyle away. He protects us. We need him.
This isn't going to go away. They seem willing to die for him, but I'm gonna call their bluff.
He's leading you to your deaths. If you fight the Alliance, you'll all get slaughtered. I'm your last chance. Let me talk to him or people start dying.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you. Head to the building at the far end of the compound.
Just because we're biotics doesn't mean we don't deserve to be treated fairly.
I couldn't agree more. As a biotic, this actually plays out really nicely. Even the most ruthless of Shepards must feel some kind of connection with fellow biotics.
I am Major Kyle. I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless. I had no other choice. It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
The Alliance sent me to bring you in, Major. Can't you see this has gotten out of hand? Don't you understand you're endangering your followers?
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
But you can't help them now, because it's basically the end of the line. They will die, even if it's not by my hand, and you are just willing to let that happen. So either you don't care about them at all and are just willing to use them as meat shields, or you do and you'll give up, knowing that's the only way to help them.
You ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators. You must face the consequences of your actions. Do you really want your children to suffer for your sins too?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you are, but it's not enough. It's not that cut and dry.
I don't want an apology. You have to come with me, Major.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack and you will be forced to kill them all. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to believe you.
I'm going to trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Joker can have the 5th Fleet pick Major Kyle up. I just hope you know what you're doing, Commander.
You should return to the Normandy and notify the Alliance of Kyle's surrender. They'll want to dispatch a ship to take him into custody. That is a very lucky group of people. Alright, no more distractions. It's time to finish off Cerberus. And there's not a whole lot to it. Intelligence tells us that this is their base of operations in the Traverse, so it's a simple matter of dropping in, taking them out, and getting the hell out of there. And hopefully we can pick up some further information about the extent of their operations. What the... Where the hell... Stand still, damn it! Caden, Ashley, could one of you guys get this? Thank you. You cautiously press a few buttons and an alarm chimes. The optical database is flashing itself. Quickly, you copy as many files as you can to your hardsuit's internal computer. Its memory wiped, the computer shuts down. The files sure to be encrypted, but you've got time to crack them. Mission accomplished. So long, Cerberus. For now.
Transmission coming in, Commander. I think you're gonna want to hear this one.
Greetings, Commander Shepard. I represent a party interested in obtaining information on Cerberus activities.
What a coincidence. Cut to the chase. I have no time for, nor do I want to play your games.
If you know something about Cerberus, you'd better tell me.
I suspect I know less about Cerberus than you do. I am merely an agent for the Shadow Broker. You see, Admiral Kahoku contacted my employer looking for information on the location of any Cerberus facilities. We provided that information on the promise that he would turn over copies of all files gathered from the Cerberus systems to us.
Did you have anything to do with Admiral Kahoku ending up dead?
We had no reason to harm him. He was going to provide us with information about Cerberus. Information that is now in your possession.
You must have some connection to Cerberus. How else could you tell Kahoku where to find them?
Information is our business, Commander. Through our contacts, we were able to determine that the Cerberus group was active in the Voyager cluster. Unfortunately, that was all we were able to find out. That is why we are so interested in acquiring copies of the files from you.
Well, let's just entertain the notion that even for a second I'm stupid enough to give you the intel. What's in it for me?
Your deal died with Kahoku. Why should I help you?
The Alliance is just going to file this information away in some archive. No secret stays hidden forever. Eventually, someone somewhere will deliver it into our hands. Might as well be you. Transmit the files to us and you will be well compensated.
What are you going to do with this information?
Information is a commodity. It can be bought, sold, or traded. Why my employer desires this information is not my concern. I am only the buyer.
Well, then no deal. That wasn't exactly convincing, and this is Alliance business.
My loyalty is to the Alliance, not the Shadow Broker.
That is unfortunate, Commander. My employer will remember this the next time you need something from us.
Oh no! I'm devastated.
And I am absolutely thrilled that we have made it to this point. The Attican Traverse has been thoroughly spec'd. We can now concentrate all of our efforts on taking down Saren. So you know what that means? Like and share this video and subscribe to the channel to find out. Next week, shit will start to get real. Keyless ally, my friends, and until next time,
I should go.